Jesus in a manger by the virtues of trust and courage. Hence, I would like to share today a Bible story about David and Goliath, which teaches us a virtue of trust and courage. Long time ago, God was looking for a new king of Israel to replace King Saul, who had displeased him. God had sent his servant Samuel to the house of Jesse and asked him to anoint one of his sons, David. David was a shepherd. He is the youngest son who was only 15. Since that day, God's fate was with always David. David used to play the harp very well. At that time, King Saul was unhappy because he had not made peace with God yet. But David's music made the king feel better, and slowly David was adored by the king. However, King Saul was unaware of the fact that David was anointed by Samuel and that he would become the future king of Israel. While Saul was the king of Israel, the Philistines continued to battle with them. One of the Philistines was a huge giant named Goliath. Goliath was 9 feet tall, and it was impossible for anyone to fight him. Not only was he huge, but the armor Goliath wore protected him from most harm. Goliath was an experienced warrior. David was a shepherd. Goliath was huge. David was small. Goliath wore armor. David refused to wear armor. Goliath carried a spear, shield, and sword. David carried a staff, sling, and 5 smooth stones. Goliath's size and demeanor scared King Saul and his army. But David wasn't afraid. He was very courageous. With this shepherd's staff in his hands, David went down to fight Goliath. David took out a slingshot, picked up 5 stones from a stream. David openly challenged Goliath and said, "Come with a sword." Goliath noticed that David was carrying a shepherd's staff and laughed at David. But David wasn't afraid. David ran towards Goliath, put his sword in his slingshot, and hurt the giant deeply at his forehead. Surprisingly, Goliath fell to the ground, and David won a great victory for Israel. David knew size doesn't matter. It's heart, courage, and trust. Just as David wasn't afraid to confront Goliath, we also shouldn't be afraid to confront our own giants, regardless of what giant we may face. May it be darkness, thunder, illness, exam, stress, or big animals. Don't give up and don't be afraid to face it. Just like David, we can step out in faith and think and trust that God is going to work everything together for our own good. Don't be afraid of giants. Be a giant slayer. Thank you and God bless. And Merry Christmas.